Welcome. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Great to have you. If you've been here before and you've already subscribed, welcome back, my love. Make sure to hit that like button. Helps the algorithm, helps me, help you show up. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe if you like the content. Leave a comment. They are my fuel. I do read them, and I will reply. So on today's episode, today's live stream, if you haven't seen the last few, I've been doing a series of Hacking Happiness live streams and basically telling you my story on how I got through total loss, including my mind. Again, I recommend you go watch the first and the second and the third one. And today we're doing the fourth on Hacking Happiness. And if you're not into watching the video of it and you rather just hear the podcast version of it, then that's great. The links are in the description below. Make sure to follow. I'm on Apple. I'm on all podcasting platforms, Spotify. Olga Pérez, Hacking Happiness. So after my third hack, so as I was getting out of hell, misery, when they call it baby steps, and I keep saying this because it truly is baby steps, because if you're in that much of a bad situation, or even if you're not in that much of a bad situation, maybe today you're fine, maybe you already went through something in the past, maybe for the future when you come up with another type of hardship, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, financial, even when you have all the answers, it's all about the basics. Getting back to basics and changing the basics. Like, what is your normal reaction to something? How do you get through something? How do you get yourself together? How do you not react? That's mastery that you've done through daily rituals and habits. It's kind of like it actually is self-hypnosis. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this episode, in my fourth hack to happiness, which is how I literally had to practice every day. Now I do it. That's my norm. Now I can't even think of being any other way. So again, if I have a bad day or whatever happens, I can get through it much faster with a lot less mental or emotional collateral. My decisions are much better because I'm not reactive. And how did I get there? Well, the fourth step was I had to find the beauty in things. Because we already went through having to be positive, and the difference between really believing in something and just being positive, and doesn't mean anything if you don't believe in it. But it starts with the fact that you almost have to, again, self-hypnotize, self-brainwash. Yeah, we could say it like that. It doesn't have to be complicated. We don't have to get all super scientific, super psychological. And I'm giving you what took me years to figure out that actually works. So you don't have to pay and suffer as much as I did. That's what hacking happiness is all about. And then once you learn these hacks, you use them at all times. You know, when you need them, when you pull them out. But all these habits that you do, after you do them and you see that they work, you won't change. Because why wouldn't you do something that works? Right? So here is the next step was, finding, I was going deep, right? Because I wanted answers, real answers. Existential, life questions. Regardless of whether you believe in religion or God or spirit, and you're all about science and psychology, at the end of the day, we all come here, we all are born, and we all die. There's an end to all this. So if you're really intellectualizing the whole process, what's going to keep you coming back? And for me, I had to find out, why do animals do it? Why do even plants do it? Just think about it, right? So what I'm getting at is I was looking for the world that we live in to show me, why do you exist, right? And why do you grow? Why do you procreate? Why do you, whether it's plants, animals, you see what I mean? Putting it all together, and then finally I see this flower coming out of a crack in Center City, in the middle of the center of a city. Little beautiful flower, just one. Looking around, there's no flowers around, there's nothing around. And again, even if you know the science behind it and how it is possible, at that very moment, when you're intentionally looking for the good, you'll find it. And when you do, you must connect with it. You must take time to just stop what you're thinking and look at that and go, look. And for me, at that very moment, when I saw that flower, and I was trying to get through wanting to live, because I was done. I gave up. And that flower was like, you see, because life, that's just life. It wants to live. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to go way deep. Just the humility of knowing I don't know everything. I'm never going to probably know everything. Even when we think we know a lot. And every, decade and century, we think we're smarter than the last. And we still don't know anything. We think we do. Big difference. But one thing that we can't argue is that life wants to live. Like that flower in that crack. As much as I was depressed and upset and negative, I had to hold on to that because there was nothing else. I had a choice to go down the deep end, which I was, and if I wasn't willing to end it like that and immediately, then I had to go this way. And that particular day, I was walking with a very good friend of mine who was my mentor at the time. I didn't know it at the time. He didn't either. But he helped me, and I said, look at that flower. He was like, he was much older than me. Very, very wise man. And extremely spiritual. And lived a lot. Fearlessly. I'll tell you the story about him some other time. But he was happy to see that I could finally start looking for things on my own instead of people trying to fix me or tell me positive things. But that flower, that moment, that day, me looking for good things, me noticing. Was I really noticing? Or was it the universe and the energy that I was already putting out there coming at me and giving me signs, making me look at the things I needed to look at to get through? It's like a man, I mean, have you seen the stories? Look it up. There's a few stories on YouTube, how a man got stranded, shipwreck. He doesn't even know how to survive. He's in a raft. It's days and days and months. And he doesn't realize how he doesn't even know, but out of the survival instinct that we have so deep embedded in our being, the brain knows what to do, how it switches on to figure out, hey, eat the eyeballs of that fish because it's moisture, it's water. Think about that. Look it up, guys. A great story. I mean, I'm good for him for coming out and coming through and being able to tell the story to give us that amazing, powerful insight. But of course, I don't wish that on anyone. And much love for him. But going back to the flower and the intention, how things come to you, do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how I'm connecting all the dots? The intention was already out there. My intention was, I'm going to pull through. And it wasn't, and it was so easy, right? That when things weren't working out, or I was getting disappointed or not making enough money to get out of the hole I was in, and when I wanted to get back together with my ex, and he was like, no, I couldn't handle you, right? And it was too late. The damage was done. And as much as I wanted to have that hope and hoping that other things would work for me, and as it would work, that I would feel better. And I would eventually reach happiness again. But see, that's the thing. That's the difference. Before, the system was self-survival. Humor, fighter attitude, winner attitude, never loser, because you never give up, get back on the horse when you fall down, all that. That doesn't work. The fourth hack to happiness is the intention. From the moment I go to bed, from the moment I wake up, I started to say how my day was going to be. If I wasn't getting somebody to call me back, I would start thinking, hell, they're going to call me back. But I wasn't in a rush. I wasn't in a hurry. I wasn't pushing it because I already knew, like that flower in that crack, things happen when they're going to happen. You can't force it. And, every action has the opposite and equal reaction. We know that, right? Through physics, energetically, metaphysically. If you haven't looked into metaphysics, I recommend it. Like, really look at all these different areas and how they analyze the life and the world and the reality we live in. Physically, psychologically, emotionally. But the intention. So the fourth hack is make your intention as big and as simple as every time I go to the supermarket, they always give me samples and free samples, and they're always so helpful and nice to me. Every time I go to the supermarket, I always find what I want. Every time I leave the house, people smile at me. Everywhere I go, people smile at me. I mean, you set the intention. Every time I want to catch the bus, it's always there on time. I never miss it. I'm never rushing. Every time I make pasta, it comes out perfect. You have to say it before, and you have to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Like when people say, I'm so lucky. Yeah, I've always been kind of lucky. Yeah, I'm so lucky. I'm sure people told that person, God, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. And they believed it. It works both ways. Whether you never doubted it and you're lucky, or you tell yourself, I'm lucky. Things do work out for me. That's the intention. If I want to see a different future, I have to have the intention today. I have to feel it today. So today is the last day that I'm going to complain. And from this day forth, I'm going to have people that I don't have to complain about around me and in my life. Because again, with the intention, no, I said I was going to have a good day today, and you are not going to bring me down or change that or harm that, even if you try, because I already set the intention. And as you do that every day about everything that matters to you, that you want to change, you set the intention of what you really want, and you hold it and you hold it and you hold it, and eventually it becomes you. You do it naturally, and then you realize, oh my God. You're going to start to realize, did I just make magic happen? I'm like, this is truly what I have experienced. What is magical? Magic is real. Things are magical. We don't just make movies and cartoons with all this magic, whimsical stuff because it doesn't exist. It does. But until you get on that intentional boat, the intentional train of, I'm just going to have a smooth day. Every day is a smooth day for me. If there's a little hiccup, that's fine. Because my intention, I'm already going to bed going, I'm so grateful for today. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Because everything I want just happens so nicely and easily for me. You set the intention. Make sure you feel the emotion of that thought, that statement, whatever it is that your intention. So the fourth hack is having intention. You can't just get up and be like autopilot. Have intention. Think it. Have that thought become the feeling. Do it every day for at least 2 weeks, like every one of my hacks. And when you see it's working, you're not going to give up, because why would you do that? Why would you switch your detergent if you know the detergent's like the best? It's like, oh my God, the clothes are so clean every time. I just love this detergent. Why would you switch it if it works, right? It's natural. You don't keep going to a restaurant that you hate eating their food. No, you go when you love it and you go more and more. And you're like, oh, my favorite restaurant. Oh, my favorite dish. You want it all the time because you enjoy it. So you want to get out of bed because your intention is, wow, it's just great to wake up every day. Have the intention. That is the baby step and the fourth hack of happiness. And in that order is how I got there. And until next time, with the next hack to happiness. Thank you for being with me. Much love. Many blessings. And I'll talk to you soon.